Hello and welcome to Daily Salar Digital. You're watching the newsprint, and let's look at the news that made the headlines today. On Tuesday, a devastating runway collision at Tokyo's Haneda airport involving a Japan Airlines plane and a MA-72 fixed-wing Coast Guard aircraft resulted in the death of 5 out of 6 Coast Guard personnel. The incident occurred a day after a powerful earthquake struck central Japan, prompting the Coast Guard's mobilization for rescue efforts. The Japan Airlines plane, carrying 379 people, witnessed a fury explosion during takeoff, but all occupants were successfully evacuated. With more than 70 fire engines deployed, the airport's runways were closed. This marks a tragic event for Japan, which had not experienced a serious commercial aviation accident in decades. On January 2nd, militants targeted police commandos and a PSF Jawan in Manipur's Murray, injuring at least 4. The assailants fired rocket-propelled grenades during a security forces search operation. This incident followed the killing of 4 villagers in Thopal district the previous day. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh condemned the violence, assuring swift action. Curfew was imposed in 5 valley districts. Earlier on December 30th, a gunfight occurred in Murray and inter-community violence in Kankpoki claimed a life. These incidents unfolded amid ongoing ethnic tensions, with over 200 casualties and 60,000 displaced in mighty Kuki clashes since May. The Union Health Ministry has issued guidelines stating that hospitals cannot admit critically ill patients to the intensive care unit if they or their relatives refuse. Compiled by 24 experts, the guidelines emphasize that ICU admissions should be based on organ failure, need for organ support, or anticipation of medical deterioration. Criteria include altered consciousness, hemodynamic instability, respiratory support need, and major surgery complications. If there is a living will or advance directive against ICU care, admission is not allowed. Discharge criteria involve stability, resolution of acute illness, and agreement for treatment limiting decisions. The guidelines also prioritize resource-efficient ICU usage during pandemics or disasters. On Tuesday, the Bharatiya Janata Party in Karnataka announced a statewide protest scheduled for Wednesday in response to the recent arrest of Hindu activist Shrikant Pujari by the state police. Pujari is accused of participating in a 1992 agitation for the Ayodhya Ram Temple. BJP State President P.Y. Vijendra strongly criticized the arrest, asserting that it reflects the state government's motives in reopening a 31-year-old case just ahead of the consecration ceremony for the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Vijendra accused the Congress government of audaciously arresting a Hindu activist and a devotee of Ram, further alleging that the Karnataka Chief Minister is attempting to disrupt peace and harmony in the state. Karnataka's guest lecturers, led by Hanuman Kuda Kalmani, persist in a foot march from Sri Siddhaganga Mutt at Tumkuru to Bengaluru's Freedom Park. Their month-long protest against the state government's reluctance to regularize 11,072 positions aligning salaries with permanent lecturers continues. Rejecting offers, the lecturers seek substantive solutions, emphasizing the government's temporary bandage rather than the needed surgery. Tensions rise as the government warns of strict actions. Around 30,000 candidates await opportunities while the government takes attendance, threatening non-compliant lecturers. The 21st edition of Chitra Sante, set to take place on January 7th in Bengaluru, will be inaugurated by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Featuring over 1,500 artists from 22 states, the art fair organized by Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad is dedicated to Indian scientists in space research. The event received 726 applications, with 51% from Karnataka, 7.6% from specially abled artists, and 6% from senior citizens. Additional stalls will cater to participants, including dedicated spaces for seniors and specially abled artists. PMTC metro feeder buses and women-driven auto rickshaws will address parking concerns for an estimated 5 lakh visitors. 7 schools advanced to the grand finale of Brand Bengaluru Ideathon 2023, an initiative to engage students in finding solutions for the city's challenges. Organized under the vision of Brand Bengaluru, the event, conceptualized by educator Aishwarya D.K.S. Hegde, aims to foster active citizenship. Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar will interact with students during the Youth Leadership Summit on January 13, 2024, where Sudhamurthy will chair the jury. Notable personalities like Ramesh Arvind and Dr. Shalini Rajneesh will inspire and motivate students, making it a significant event for Bengaluru's youth. Around 2,000 petrol pumps, mainly in western and northern India, faced fuel shortages as a truckers' strike entered its second day on Tuesday. While state-owned oil companies had refilled tanks at most pumps nationwide in anticipation of the strike, heavy demand led to stockouts in some petrol pumps in areas such as Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Punjab, according to industry officials. The situation is relatively better in southern India, with only a few pumps in Hyderabad having supply disruptions. If the 3-day strike extends or a nationwide movement is initiated, essential supplies like vegetables, fruits, and milk may also be affected. The strike, initiated by some truck, bus, and tanker operators on Monday, opposes the strict penalties outlined in the new criminal law Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita for hit-and-run cases. Sri Lanka Cricket is set to implement a new regulation aimed at preventing any form of interference by influential figures in the political arena following the suspension imposed by the ICC for political interference. President Ranil Wickremesinghe appointed a cabinet subcommittee in November, which recently presented recommendations after reviewing the existing composition and structure of SLC. The move comes in response to a violation of the ICC governance rules when the then Sports Minister Roshan Ranasinghe attempted to establish an interim panel to oversee SLC. The ICC then suspended SLC, leading to the shifting of the Under-16 World Cup to South Africa. Foreign Minister Ali Sabri, leading the cabinet committee, highlighted the focus on proposing reforms for SLC. RRR's junior NTR expressed his concern for Japan's swift recovery on Tuesday morning upon returning from the country, which recently experienced a series of powerful earthquakes. The earthquake, primarily affecting the western region, resulted in at least 8 fatalities and extensive damage to buildings, vehicles, and ports. Officials cautioned residents in certain areas to avoid returning home due to the ongoing risk of strong earthquakes. Junior NTR, who spent the last week in Japan, shared on X that he was deeply shocked by the earthquakes. Well, these were the major headlines of the day. Like, comment, and subscribe to Daily Salar Digital for more such updates.